Classic TV fans, Rick9G here. Thank you so much for joining me and for supporting the channel by those who are hitting the like button on all the videos and those who are subscribing. It's absolutely free to do both, and it's really the only way that I can keep making videos is by your support. So I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Today we're going to be talking about a really interesting topic. Many people ask, Rick, how in the world does this happen on the island? How do they have this item or this item? And sometimes we do have real answers from the universe. That is from the story of Gilligan's Island. Some of these things aren't just dreamt up. There is real continuity here. Now, it's not perfect by any means like any other TV show or movie, but there is something very interesting, and I'll show it to you here. First, let's talk about a season 3 episode that is called And Then There Were None. Now, this is one that you may remember. For me, it was a scary one when I was a little boy. It always scared me. Now, Gilligan has a dream that he is London's beloved Dr. Gilligan and Mr. Hyde. So it's a whole play on Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and that he's on trial for murder. And throughout the episode, everyone starts disappearing, and Gilligan becomes scared. He thinks that he's killing everyone off. And again, it's, I think, a pretty well-suited Halloween episode if you think about it. And in the dream, Gilligan turns from Dr. Gilligan to Hyde, basically Mr. Hyde, creepy Hyde. They had all this makeup on him and everything, and the story resolves itself by everyone finding out that there's this old Japanese trap door that everyone, when they walk on top of, they kind of go into this pit, and that's where they are. That's where they've all been disappearing to. Now, at the end of the episode, Gilligan is being just a little bit of a prankster by putting on this mask and scaring the girls. Now, I know a lot of you may say, oh, here goes Gilligan's Island again. There's no way you would bring a mask on something like a 3-hour tour, right? How in the world would they have a mask on a 3-hour tour? That totally is bogus. It messes up the show, and people keep talking bad about the show. But there is an answer to where this would come from. You have to do a little bit of detective work, which I love doing, and that's what I do on this channel. But you have to go back to season 1, and in my opinion, this is the answer for where this mask came from, and there's a reasonable answer at that. So you have to go back to season 1. It's episode 33. It's called It's Magic. Now, this is one where it's in black and white. All of season 1 of Gilligan's Island was in black and white, but there's really good episodes from season 1. So make sure to check them out if you haven't seen them. They're really underrated and really good episodes. Even this one, It's Magic, is a great episode. Now, a magician's trunk washes ashore on Gilligan's Island. Now, what's inside? Well, magical items and props. There's a tuxedo, there's a magical hat where a rabbit can appear, there's a cane where things appear, there's flowers where the flowers grow, and basically a bunch of magic tricks. And as you continue on in the story, there are many things that get revealed to be in that trunk, and it's really fun. And if you really look at the episode, all of these items later kind of pop up throughout the series of Gilligan's Island. Now, there's a time in the episode where they build kind of a disappearing trunk or a disappearing cabinet for Gilligan to step in, and he overhears everyone say that he's just a nuisance. So he becomes sad and he goes and lives on his own in a cave. Now, what they try to do, they try to get him back to no avail. They bring him food and so forth, but they try to scare him out of the cave, and you see Mr. Howell, the skipper, and the professor pretend that they're monsters to scare Gilligan out of the cave. And look what they're wearing. They're wearing 3 different masks that they say, or I mean, it's assumed they found him in the trunk. So the trunk had many masks, 3 or more masks in the trunk. And again, they didn't bring them on the island. The masks were in the trunk. And if we move forward to the episode I just mentioned from season 3, there's a mask. It looks kind of like the one the professor's wearing, but it's actually not the same one. They may have tweaked it a little. You could make an argument that it's the same one, kind of like how masks throughout different series and throughout different Halloween series change. But in reality, it's not the same mask. But you could argue that it is a mask that was in the trunk, because it doesn't necessarily mean that we've seen every single item that's in the trunk. But if we knew there are rubber masks, this rubber mask just came from that trunk from the episode It's Magic, later seen in season 3. Isn't that awesome? I love when stuff like this pops up. Sometimes you see exact items, and other times you make clear conclusions of where something came from, and I love being able to do that on this channel. Thank you so much for all your support. What do you think about this? What do you think about this connection? Have you ever made that connection? And have you ever seen this episode, It's Magic or And Then There Were None? What do you think about them? I mean, if you really think about them, they're both kind of Halloween-y episodes. I mean, Then There Were None, it was scary with Gilligan kind of turning into that Mr. Hyde. And then It's Magic with the scary masks at the end. And so, no, I'd love to know your thoughts. I know Halloween just passed by a little bit ago, but I love to hear your comments down below, and I'll try to answer and respond to a few as I normally do. We'll see you all next time. Thank you so much for the support, and most importantly, everyone, no matter what hardship or difficulty you're going through, always remember to be hopeful. Thank you so much to everyone who supports my work on Patreon. David D, Sally N, Gerard D, Greg S, Ricky, Citizen Kane 359, Kevin K, and Vito L. If you want to appear on this list, don't forget to look at the Patreon description in the link below. Thank you.